key thing in working with, really those that you come in contact with, and opportunities that you see fit to show off your coaching expertise or to develop your coaching expertise, is that you're going to also build a huge amount of experience for yourself. And this is such an enormous value to you, and a really, really important value to you. And so what does that look like? Well, in the first instance, perhaps as you went to show up as your coaching self, and you approach the conversation, perhaps that conversation didn't go so well. For whatever reason, maybe you stumbled on your words, or you said something inappropriately, or perhaps the person in front of you was a little bit sensitive and picked up your offer incorrectly. And for whatever that challenging outcome was, that's not a reason to give up the career or anything like that. No. That is brilliant, because it presents an area for improvement, an area to fine tune your practice and your approach. And so it's really, really nice to firstly develop your sensitivity to who you're connecting with, who you're offering your service to. Then, as you perhaps engage in your conversation with that person, you perhaps will start to see different layers to them in terms of how they engage with you. Do they respect the process? Are they open to it? Are they challenging? You perhaps see, do they actually want help or not? And little by little, you start to see who you can work well with, and who perhaps you might not want to work with, or who perhaps actually, for whatever reason, and there's always a reason, but perhaps sometimes we don't quite develop the understanding, we can't work well with them. And that is brilliant. One of the most lovely things in business is realizing that there are some that we can work really well with. There are others that are really hard to work with. And there are others that we just cannot work with at all. And I want to kind of stress a point that comes up so much in my work with people, is that they want to work with everybody, because they are so giving of themselves. And at a certain point, you need to kind of audit that frame of thought, because if you can help one person, and one person or one person type, and you can work with and heal or help 10 of them in the time that you perhaps can't even scratch the surface with somebody else. For me, if you can do like work with 10 people versus barely even with one other person, I kind of think it's great to be able to say, oh, okay, can't really work with this person, but I can work with these people so efficiently that I can get 10 done in the time that it takes me to literally scratch the surface with this person. Why don't I do 10 more and 10 more instead of perhaps just that one person? And I think it's important that we look at ourselves productively and see who are we going to work with efficiently. But not just that, on the other side of it as well, there might be a certain type that you really like working with, and that brings out a joy and an excitement in you, versus perhaps there's just types that just get under your skin and they really drive you crazy. And so recognizing those types, you might say, you know what? Why am I going to torture myself? Why am I going to stress myself? Why am I going to keep myself up late at night? I don't enjoy working with those people. I'm going to work with the people that I do enjoy. And I would equally say that is so important, that you work with people that bring out the best in you and that you really enjoy, and that you leave feeling fulfilled. There's certain types that really respect this work, and there's others that don't. And I would encourage you to recognize that in yourself. So what I'm really trying to emphasize is that it is so important to build a really developed understanding of who it is that you can work really well with, who it is that you can't, and kind of learn into those reasons, and also explore perhaps what that looks like up front. Because as you move into the field and start talking with people, if you go out there trying to work with anyone and everyone, it'll throw your career all over the place. Whereas the sooner you identify who you work best with, the sooner you'll be able to get yourself into a space of flow where you'll really enjoy working with them. You'll work with them really efficiently. You'll develop your expertise in whatever type of person that is, or profile. And so that can be like, to delve into that kind of profile, that can be a man or a woman. That can be somebody of a particular age. That can be someone of a particular nationality, all these different profile types. It can be someone in a particular point of their career, somebody at a particular point of their relationship. There are all these ways of segmenting the market. And as you build your experience with all different types, you'll start to see patterns. And I would encourage you to really, really delve into those patterns and really almost mentally take note and actually almost build a file on it in terms of who is it that I work best with and why? Who is it that I'm finding challenges with and why? Who is it that I'm really challenged with and why? And if you do this for where you are right now, in terms of just really exploring the process of getting out there and coaching, within a couple of weeks, you'll start to find a little bit out about your market. And certainly by the time you're finishing this course, you will know exactly who you work best with. And that is going to make your life so much easier from here. And I kind of emphasize this, like attracting the best clients you can and avoiding the rest. And I made that kind of point in terms of the 1:10 ratio. I made it also similarly with regards to happiness. And I just cannot make that point enough. And I just wanted to swing back on it before I finish this video, because it's time and time again I meet heart-centered types in this space that really, they want to do good and they want to help everybody, and they do embrace the challenge also of working with people that are hard. And I would just encourage you to analyze that and to really, really look at that, because this work is so important, and the more people you can reach, the more there is this beautiful ripple out effect. But it doesn't just ripple out, it ripples in. And the happier you are in your work, the better the work you're going to do. The more productive you are in your work and the more profitable you are in your work, the better you're going to be able to live. And again, as a result, the better the work you're going to do. And the more people appreciate the work you do, the more fulfilled you are, the more confident you will be. Versus if you're always in a state of real struggle, people don't appreciate your work, that's going to hurt. That's going to knock your confidence. You're not able to work with certain types. You're not making the progress. Again, it's going to hurt. It's going to knock your confidence. And I think it's so important, going back to the very start of this, that you are your most important client. And it is so important that you look after yourself and that you, as I said, attract the best clients you can and avoid the rest for all sorts of reasons. Feel into this piece. Connect with what works for you, and as always, if there's any feedback, if there's any notes, please feel free to share them. I'm only too delighted. But from here, for now, I really wish you the best, and I look forward to serving you again.